Okay, welcome class. So this is a little help on the daily science stuff. So remember, always do the big ideas first. The big idea homework is what I'm going to assume that people have generally done when I'm talking in class. The extra daily science homework is for people who ask a little bit more so that they had something to do day to day. So just one lecture and then one assignment wasn't enough for them. So this is definitely optional. Please do the big idea homework first. This week in particular, we think, the big idea homework is big enough to spend 2 days doing it because we will use this again and again. It seems like it's an art project, but trust me, it is not. We will refer back to them, and I hope to get some really thoughtful answers that I can use as examples. So there are two assignments. One is just doing a little background research on some archaeoastronomy before we go ahead and do some archaeoastronomy. So this is more about getting some understanding about what the science is and what the evidence that scientists use for that science is. Then we're going to make some look at some things. This is called observing the solstices. So first you click on this and choose 3 sites and read a little bit about them. They're organized by country, and just click on them and read a little bit, find out about them. You don't have to report back any of them, but I'm going to choose as an example. Once you've read about 3 of them, I'm going to then I say choose one of them. So I'm going to choose Angkor Wat for my example. And if you want to use this as one of your 3 to look around, that's fine, but don't use it for your calculations that we're going to do. Okay, so when you're reading about these, don't feel like you have to read the whole article. If you want to, that is fine, but this is a big old article. Just plan on reading the little intro that comes before the contents at least. So in reading this, there's a couple things I need. So I need to find out when it was constructed. So it says here it was built by this person in the early 12th century. So I'm going to choose the year 1100 because that's the earliest you can get in the 12th century as my year. You have to pick one particular year. So I'm going to choose 1100 for this. The other thing we're going to need are the coordinates. If you pick a site and it doesn't have coordinates up here, you're going to have to pick a different site. Okay, so if you click on these, it takes you to a lovely page we're going to use for a couple of things, but let's go back to what you have to do. So we've looked at 3 sites and we read a little bit about them. We chose one of them. We get the coordinates from Wikipedia. We found out when the building was constructed. We're going to explore the area in Google Earth. Okay, so to explore the area in Google Earth, there's another video on our quick links page about how to install and get Google Earth up and running. So if you're having trouble with that, do that one first. But once you have Google Earth installed on your local machine, you can do this great thing in Wikipedia. And when you click on the coordinates, you can just go to the Google Earth one and click open. That's going to download a KML file. And because I already have Google Earth installed, when I double click on that, it sends me right to Angkor Wat. We're not going to use the daylight settings from Google Earth, but you can see what daylight. It doesn't go to the years we're concerned with, so that's why we can't use it. So here's Angkor Wat, and I have my 3D building selected, so I can look at the 3D construction. So the 3D construction. Oh, this is taking me directly to the street view. I don't quite want to go to street view. I want to go to ground level view. Okay, on ground level view, I can see that this is what it would have looked like. This is a 3D construction of what it would have looked like when it was built, they think. So that's a 3D image of it, and I can go back to my regular. Okay, so I'm kind of back in the middle, sort of a middle way. All right, and I can also remember I can go to these 360 images, and I click, and it flies me in, and some nice patient soul has gone out there, and this should be a more recent view of what is going on at Angkor Wat today. So here you see these are modern tourists walking around the building. Okay, so we've explored around the area, so check. We did that. Now, the next thing we have to do is find the date of the winter and summer solstices. We're going to see that you might also use the other dates, and I'll probably update that. So we're going to use the year 1100. So come way up here, go 1100. Okay, and so June 15th and December 14th are the solstices, and we're also going to use those equinoxes, as you will see. I'm going to update our assignment to reflect that. Okay, so now I have all my tabs open with all the information I need. I have to open SunCalc and put the coordinates in. Now, for the coordinates, up at the top here, we're not going to use this top one. We're going to use the decimal one. So just copy and paste that decimal one. You copy it, and then you click on SunCalc. Okay, it's Pensacola, near where I live. Select that whole thing, and then paste those right in there. All right, so this is now at Angkor Wat. This weather forecast thing always shows up in the wrong place. I sent them a bug report, so you have to kind of move it till that becomes like the little pointer finger, and then you can zoom out so you can see. So here's Angkor Wat. It has a moat around it. That's nice. Okay, so on what we see here is this is sunrise. So if I'm standing here, sunrise is going to be over here. And today, so the sun is going to travel this line and sunset. The extremes of where sunrise and sunset are here. So let's see. So I think our solstices are on the 21st. So let's see. So on June 21st, oh, sometimes it takes a little bit for it to update. On June 21st, you see that the sunrise is right at the extreme. And if I go to December 21st, it should be at the other extreme. I might have to, yeah, you might have to move this guy around to get him to update. But you can see that it's all the way down at the other extreme. So this is how far the sun moves across the sky between solstices. Okay, it rises and sets in different locations, depending on what season we're in. So what we're going to do is look at our season, and let's check and see what is this observatory probably observing. So let's check the solstice, the June solstice. Okay, so we go to our SunCalc. Let me get the right one. That's not the right one. All right, so we go to our SunCalc, and I put, oh, I forgot already. So what are our seasons? June 15th, the year 1100. Right, okay. So now notice it's the European, or the everybody but American way. So it's 15 June 1100. Oop, come on, 1100. Okay, it didn't update, which means I need to click on the map to get it to update. Okay, so the sun would have risen over here and set over here. So I am going to say that, oh, but look, if I'm right in the center, look, it lines up with that corner. Maybe they used that corner to observe it. So that they might have done that. Okay, let's put, I think it's 14th of December for the other solstice, and let's take a look at that. Again, I'm going to have to click on here to make it update. Put this right back there. Oh, look at that. If I'm right there, that corner lines up with the sunset on the solstice. Oop, lines up with the sunset on the solstice. Very interesting. And this corner probably lines up with the sunrise on the solstice. Very, very interesting. All right, now let's look at some other dates that we have on our seasons. March 13th for that year. Let's see what happened on March 13th. All right. Interesting. Interesting. So on March 13th of that year, which was the spring equinox, wow, it lines right up with the main gate of Angkor Wat. Let's check the other equinox. The other equinox is September 16th. All right. Okay, let's click on the map, make it. Okay, now there's a little problem with SunCalc in that it is not showing us where it's rising, but you can see how you would draw a line from there to the center, and it would be coming up this other end for the sun rising. Okay, so based on that, what you would do, you would probably do some screen prints of this image. So you can do that with Control Shift Print Screen and then paste it into something. And then you might want to add another line to show, you could print it and draw another line here to show what you want to tell me about or tell myself and Mrs. Johnson about in your homework when you say, what do you think this thing is used to observe? Is it used to observe the solstices, the equinoxes, or all of them? And what might lead you to that conclusion? What evidence do you have that that might be the case? And just write us just a few sentences, or you can even write things on your picture and annotate it, and we're okay as long as we can read it. If you write over here and point arrows to places, as long as we can read what your intention is, that will be fine. So that will be collecting some evidence and presenting what you think evidence in support of or evidence in opposition to a hypothesis put forward. The hypothesis is that we're putting forward is this site was used to observe something to do with the solar calendar. All right, that's it. Bye.